Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Kings of War Ambush, and today we're going to take a look at the Basilian army for the game. Now, Kings of War Ambush is a smaller style game of the main Kings of War game. It uses the same core rule set with a little bit different army composition and requires a little bit more terrain to be placed on your tables in order to make these smaller forces work. Now, with that said, in this video we're going to talk about the models inside the Basilean army box set, talk about how they work on the tabletop, and then we'll look at some other units we can use to bring into the force, create some alternate lists and some other options for us down the line, and also some really cool models. After that, we're going to show you a little sample army list. It's going to be a very basic army list, not using too much other than what we have in the initial box set, but we're going to show you a sample army list, hopefully get some inspiration going for you to use as, you know, a start for building your own Basilian army for Kings of War. And so, to start with, we get 30 Men-at-Arms Crossbowmen. This is a multi-kit you can build in a variety of different ways. So, Men-at-Arms will come in a couple of different styles. You'll either get them in the version of being Sword and Shield, or as the Spearmen, or you can also build them as your Men-at-Arms Crossbowmen. For me, I think in the ambush game where you're trying to make sure your units stay alive a little bit more, I think something like the Phalanx rule, which is on the Men-at-Arms Spearmen, really is a strong rule. They've also got Iron Resolve and have the ability to take veteran commands for the unit, which gives their waver and route values a +1, which is really nice. Speed 5, melee 4+, defense 4+, all pretty solid with 12 attacks for a troop and 15 for a regiment. All solid rules there for them. I think, for me, the Spearmen just really outclass the Swordsmen, especially in ambush. Now, the shooting unit available to us is the Men-at-Arms Crossbowmen. I think definitely maybe a troop of these is a good way to go, as pictured here in this. Your crossbows do have a 24-inch range with piercing 1 and potshot as their special rules. Piercing is a really nice special rule. It's going to allow you to get more damage through, as all hits caused by ranged attacks with this rule have a +N modifier, so piercing 1 in this case when rolling to damage. Potshot as well, when this unit is given any order other than halt in the movement phase, any ranged attacks with this rule that it makes it resolve with a -2 moving modifier rather than the normal -1. So they aren't quite as able to move around, but having a nice one of these and potentially looking at protecting a firing lane during the game is nice. Now, looking into the other foot troop we have, and that is the unit of Paladin Foot Guard. Now, Paladin Foot Guard have Headstrong as a special rule. They've also got Iron Resolve, like a lot of the units we have. Iron Resolve, if this unit is steady as a result of a nerves test, will regain a point of damage previously studied, which is really nice. But on top of that, the Headstrong rule is going to help them. If a unit with this rule begins its turn wavering, roll a dice before declaring a movement order, including halt. For this unit, on a 3+, it shrugs off any effects of wavering and disordered, adjusting encounters on the unit if required to do so. They've also got, you know, a defense of 5 and melee of 3+, 10 attacks on a troop and 12 on a regiment is all really nice. They can choose to upgrade to Paladin Defenders for a regiment only, where they gain the Aura Melee, Paladin Infantry only, or they can exchange the shields for two-handed weapons, lowering their defense to a 4+, but gaining crushing strength +1, and they can also take the Aegis Fragment, which is a special upgrade only available to the Basileans, where once per game when this unit's Iron Resolve is used, it can regain a maximum of 2 points of damage previously suffered instead of 1. The Aegis Fragment is then destroyed. Now, we also get 5 Paladin Knights as well. These are pretty much our Paladin Foot Guard on mounts. They're going to have Thunderous Charge +2 and the ability to take an Aegis Fragment as well. They've got Headstrong and Iron Resolve, but also Thunderous Charge for those nice big Thunderous Charges as well. Now, the large infantry unit we get inside this box set is the Elohai. They have Crushing Strength +1, Fly, Inspiring, and Iron Resolve there. And they also have the ability to take Celestial Fury, where they lower their defense to a 4+, but gain Crushing Strength +2 for free. And they define further rule where, while this unit's engaged with an enemy unit, friendly core units with a human keyword that are engaged with the same enemy have the melee rule, which is just really, really cool. Now lastly, we have a Dictator as the hero inside this box set. The Dictator base has a nice crushing strength of 2, the Duelist, Individual, Inspiring Iron Resolve, and Mighty special rules. This model is a pretty fighty and good hero. You can also upgrade them with Iron Discipline 1, and they'll gain the following unique special rule, where unless disordered at the start of each of your ranged phases, you may select a friendly core unit within the human keyword and 12 inches of the Dictator with line of sight. This unit immediately suffers D3 points of damage and gains the Vicious, Melee, and Inspiring Self until the start of their following turn. So this is pretty cool, just allowing you to give out some extra bonuses, some extra power for the cost of a couple of wounds. Now looking at where we can go next, there's certainly a lot of different options and different roads you can take with Basilian army. They're a very well-rounded force. Ogre Palace Guard are one of said options. They're a large infantry unit that's a foot unit rather than Elohai, which are flying. They do have a defense of 5+ and a melee of 3+, like your Elohai, but they also have 9 attacks at 80. Now, they've got the Brutal special rule along with Crushing Strength of 2 standards, so the big thing here is they're always going to have that nice defense 5+, unlike the Elohai, which will lower their defense to get Crushing 2. Now, you've got Sisterhood Panther Lancers, another type of cavalry, and Sisterhood are something that features in the army a little bit. You also have your Sisterhood Scouts available to you as well, and the Sisterhood Panther Chariot. The Sisterhood Panther Lancers will have Iron Resolve, Nimble, Thunderous Charge 1, and Vicious Melee, which is all really nice, with a defense 3+, melee 4+, and 8 and 16 attacks for the troops and regiments respectively. Now looking into war engines, we have the Heavy Arbalest for the Basileans, which has Iron Resolve, and it's a 38-inch Blasty 3, Piercing 2, Reload, Shattering, Shooting attack for the weapon. Now if we are looking for a nice centerpiece model, I think for me the Phoenix is the nice centerpiece model for this army. It looks really cool. It's got a nice melee of 3+, defense 3+, 3 attacks, Crushing Strength 1, Fly, Nimble, Regeneration 4+, and it has Fire Sparks as well for a shooting attack of 18-inch range, 10 attacks, steady aim. Spells has Heal 5, and the Ancient Phoenix, you lower the defense while also losing the Nimble, but you change Regeneration to a 3+ and gain the Radiance of Life and Cloak of Death special rules for 30 extra points on this model. And so here we have our sample army list for the Basileans. Now, we've gone the Men-at-Arms Spearmen. They're going to be our regiment. Like I said, Phalanx for me just really puts units on top of other units when they're similarly costed. Veteran Command in there for the unit. And then we're going to have Paladin Foot Guard, which is going to have the 2-handed weapons, providing us with a nice heavy hitting unit. We're not really needing them to hold ground. If we've got that unit with the Phalanx there, I think we've got a solid unit to hold ground with. The Paladin Foot Guard can be a really good offensive piece with those 2-handed weapons. And they've got an Aegis Fragment for good measure as well. Men-at-Arms Crossbowmen, like I said, a unit of 10 of them is just good for holding down a lane. They can definitely work really well with the Paladin Foot Guard, or indeed backing up your Men-at-Arms Spearmen, or providing, some flanking cover. Now, with Paladin Knights have the Blessings of the Gods. This will give them a nice rule. This is one of the many magical items you can take for the armies. Now, what the Blessings of the God will do will give them the Elite special rule, so they'll be able to reroll some dice and get more attacks in. And then they've got an Aegis Fragment in there as well. The Elohai we've gone for have Celestial Fury for that nice offensive power, fast, powerful unit. And then our Dictator has the Iron Discipline upgrade, just a really solid upgrade for him. Total points 750 out of 750, 5 regiments and troops, and a single unlocked unit for us. If you've been playing with the Basileans in Kings of War, let us know how you've been going. Let us know what your favourite units are to bring to the table. All the information we can put down in the comments helps new people get into the game. Let us know what you would do with this box set if you were getting started for the game as well. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, come and join our Discord and join in the conversation there. We chat all things wargaming and other things besides as well. If you'd like to do that, you can come join via the descriptions link to the server. Now, also linked down in the video's description is the best ways to support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, or indeed grabbing some merch from our merch stores on either Teespring or on Ko-fi. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Aaron DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch. And a special thank you to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel as well. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you all to everyone for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.